Okay, what are we talking about this week? Let's see. All of these concepts suck. Wait a moment, this gives me an idea. How about we run through discontinued or neglected game titles throughout the years and research into what happened to them? Maybe if we scream and complain enough about these titles, they might just come back into the works. Just maybe. Let's waste no time. First canceled title, Star Wars 1313. This game apparently would have had the player controlling a bounty hunter sent on a job in Croissant's vast undercity. Huh? It's not croissant, okay. It's not croissant, it's croquant.
Coruscant.
Once they get there, however, it's clear that they're getting way more than they bargained for, and have to deal with a conspiracy taking place in the seedy underbelly of the
Coruscant
underworld. That sounds fire as hell. What the heck? This sounds better than whatever that new Star Wars game is. I played like half of it and just couldn't finish it. Another cool fact about this game is that it would have been one of the first Star Wars games that didn't have the Force in it. And at first it sounds like a jarring concept until you notice that we've been playing with the Force for years. I think a Star Wars game with less focus on Jedi antics would actually be a lot better, placing more focus on the lore and the world building. Anyways, apparently this game was put on the shelf after Disney purchased Lucasfilms and its subsidiaries. The official statement was that Disney needed a lot more effort put into the projects related to the first installment of the sequel trilogy before working on unrelated stories or projects, which is sad because, as we all know, the sequel trilogy was one of the worst pieces of wank to stain the underwear of the series. Anyways, next game. Now, of course, I have to mention Silent Hills, one of the most anticipated horror stories in the past. If you didn't know, PT was a playable teaser of what was a much larger project. However, due to a falling out between Konami and Hideo Kojima, the teaser was removed from the internet and the game's development was cancelled. This was definitely the first big gut punch for the horror genre and was a sad day for gaming as a whole. Funnily enough, after Kojima left Konami, he went on to make Death Stranding, which is, I guess, a plus. At least this whole mishap didn't stop him from developing altogether. I just wish he would have dipped his toe into the horror genre again, and he clearly has a knack for it. Next game, Fallout Van Buren.
Yeah, she got married. Again.
3 years before Fallout 3's release in 2008, Van Buren was made as somewhat of a tech demo for Fallout 3. Similar to the old school Fallout system, it was a top-down strategy shooter that many fans of the original Fallout claimed to be better than 3 altogether. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. To be honest, it would be really hard for something to top 3 for me, as 3 was my first Fallout game, but I mean, isn't until proven guilty, I guess. Fun fact though, apparently several elements from New Vegas, such as Caesar's Legion, the Hanged Man, and a bunch of other elements were actually taken from Van Buren, making it the true seed of Fallout's growth. And maybe that's why Bethesda flopped on Fallout 4. The City of Metronome was a game announced during E3 2005 and was made by the developers of Little Nightmares. What's crazy about this game is that when you watch the playthrough demo, it's very similar to Nightmares from a bird's eye perspective, adding several similar mechanics and world styles, lore. The only reason the game was discontinued was because the studio was unable to find a publisher willing to take on the project. And it's a sad thought, you know? How many masterpieces are we missing just because publishers are too horny for games with battle passes and marketing campaigns designed for 2-year-olds? The City of Metronome is a consistent reminder to me that most publishers and investors are old men who wouldn't know a game if it up, down, left, right, BA started them. If you know what I mean.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
An honorable mention that I wanted to throw out was Mario Galaxy 2.5, a mod for Super Mario Galaxy 2 created by the team's personal level editor. Originally, this was a tool to help promote and build another Galaxy game, to which a demo and trailer was later released. However, in January 2014, the game was cancelled. I like to think that because of this whole debacle though, Mario Maker became a common conversation within the company, or rather the idea of a level creator given to the public in Mario's classic platformer style. So although we may have lost Mario Galaxy 2.5 and whatever the new Galaxy was, it may not have been for nothing. Of course, another honorable mention that I'll probably get attacked for not including it in the official list is Half-Life 3. It was practically common sense that a third installment of the series would be released. And if you've played the games, you would also understand that it felt like there was a third game that was going to come out.
The Orange Box, we have to get episode 3 out. We know how the trilogy ends, and there are a bunch of
loose ends and narrative arcs that need to come to a conclusion in episode 3. So that's going to be a big focus for us.
Half-Life 3 was in development from 2013 to 2014, and apparently was a procedurally generated, replayable game that fused Left 4 Dead-inspired gameplay with scripted story moments. But of course, due to the source engine that they were using at the time being incomplete, the game was cancelled for a probably more ambitious project. The discontinuation of development on this title became such a meme in the community, to the point where I was just surprised they didn't name Half-Life Alyx Half-Life 3 just to be funny and take the piss. So I guess cheers to Valve for not beating a dead horse and just letting a good thing die with the team that made it. I mean, not to say that they're dead, I'm just using that as a phrase to entail that. And my last honorable mention has to go to Agent by Rockstar. Now, to be honest, not a lot was known about this title other than the fact that it was an open world stealth game steeped in a world of spies and espionage.
Agent will take a player across the globe amidst the shadowy world of espionage and assassins in the darkest hours of the late 1970s.
See, I'm just such a big Rockstar fan that just the thought of a new open world title from them excites me. They always put their left nut into their games, and it shows. There's a whole lot of care, a whole lot of detail in their worlds. I'm just curious to see how a special agent LA Noire-esque vibe would work for them. However, since 2007, the title's release trademark has expired several times, leading many to believe that it was stuck in development hell, and that just never spells a good game. Regardless, in conclusion, there's a lot of games that were announced and then ditched. It's a practice that's sad in an overall grand scheme of things because it puts into perspective how many games are being left on the chopping floor, some of which would definitely have seen success had they hit the market. I mean, people were practically begging for Prey 2 from Bethesda, and for it to just fall through is just astounding to me. Shout out to the games in development hell, Beyond Good and Evil 2, Skull and Bones I heard was there as well. It's said to come out this year, but I don't know. I pray you never make it on this list of discontinued games. And even more so, I pray you don't end up being shit after all this strife. Like, I think that's a situation that happens a lot more than we think. Developers are tossed around, concepts are changed, and before you know it, you have a bad game that was nothing like the original version behind it. And on that note, my final word for this video is the sad news regarding Telltale pushing The Wolf Among Us Season 2 outside of 2023 was just sad. I mean, we all knew some titles were being pushed out of this year for sure, but I was just hoping it wasn't this one. I mean, at least they're back, at least they're releasing The Expanse. I'm looking forward to that, so that's cool. But RIP The Wolf, and we'll see you in 2024, hopefully, or 2025. Or 2026. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm going to get on that one video idea regarding burning my copy of Cyberpunk. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to subscribe, all of that good stuff. Side note, I'm also going to try to post more promo for my videos on Shorts and, you know, everywhere else. So expect some more clips coming out of that nature. And yeah, I think that's it. Right, let's get to burning my copy. Okay. It's not lighting. I'm trying to light the thing on fire. Burn this sucker. Should have done this months ago. Should have done this months ago.